to the bunker. Join Nikki, Rosella, Robert, Kayla, and Cole Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time as we traverse the portals of the universe. Discover the secrets of the cryptids. Uncover the truth of conspiracy. And explore the hauntings of our world. And once again, welcome to the S4 Paranormal Bunker.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the S4 Paranormal Radio. So, tonight we are joined by Robert White, and Nikki Jacobs will be here soon. She's running a little late tonight, so... And I'm alone here in the studio because Kayla's still passed out. So... Friend, you know how it is, Robert. She just won't get out of bed. Friend. So...
IV coffee, chat.
Right? Friend, the coffee's on. It's ready to go. Friend. So, but no, we're gonna have a good show tonight. Yeah, we're gonna talk about extraterrestrials. We're gonna talk about a few different things.
Yep.
Friend, I actually gotta tell you, Robert, we heard something weird this morning.
Oh, yes. So
we were listening to Dungeons and Daddies, which is a D&D podcast.
Yep, for fathers, yep.
They they started talking about Dyatlov Pass.
Yep.
And they had a theory.
Mm-hmm.
They had a theory of why these guys were caught so unaware.
Mm-hmm.
They said it's because they were having sex the entire time they were up there. All of them together. And I didn't realize how much these guys had given up in order to go on this expedition.
Yeah.
They all quit smoking.
Mm-hmm.
They all quit drinking.
Yeah.
They had one small flask of alcohol with them for medicinal uses only.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would be all they had left in their off time.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
there
just
was,
the sex. Yep.
Yeah. and, like, the thing is still shrouded in mystery. It's
it is.
Absolutely insane. But they also brought up the fact that, what if it's an alien race?
That's possible.
I mean, no footprints to be found, other than theirs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nothing to show that they were...
being hunted or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just body parts strewn everywhere at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Friend, I don't know, like, they brought up a lot of good points, even though, like, they were completely not focusing on that actual part. It was just one of their fun facts that they do at the beginning of their show.
Mm-hmm.
Friend,
but here's another idea. What if it was a testing ground for alien weapons?
See, that would be wild. And that's what kind of makes me wonder, is that base that they had up there.
Yeah.
That the Russian government had up there. Could that possibly be their Area 51?
Could be set aside for the aliens at that area. Yeah, maybe.
Friend, I mean, you've got an area where there is hardly any human interaction.
Yep.
It is so secluded, it's not even funny. And at that, you're at such a high elevation that if anyone says they saw something, well, you're just fucking crazy. You were oxygen deprived.
Yep.
Like, there are so many possibilities with that. But I do like that, an alien weapon testing site. That's no, I don't like that. That's wild.
But now, if you think about what happened there, what might they be doing with the volcanoes that are happening all around the world at the moment?
Right?
Like Japan, Etna,
Yeah.
several other places as well.
There's one in Alaska that's about to go. Friend, they've been saying it daily now that it's time.
Yeah. So what if the ones that are underground are saying, "Oh, we need more space. Let's blow that one out."
Well, and now we have more researchers going up to Mount St. Helens again.
Yeah.
Friend, so like I don't know. There could be things going on everywhere that we're not
aware of
or even equipped to handle yet. Friend, we honestly found out here on Friday how unequipped we are. Because we had a little incident in concrete on Friday. All of our damn warning signals went off. And like actually went off. Not the normal like this is a test. They just said evacuate over and over. And I ended up getting calls from my daughter and my son texted us and asked like, "What do we do?" And they're both at the school, which is considered the highest point of safety. So I just told them to stay there and lock down. But like where we are, if that dam blows, there's no way we're getting up high enough to go anywhere. Not if we're at home. But luckily, it was just human error. Right. They let out too much water out of one of the dams, causing it to immediately go off.
Trigger the warning system.
Yeah, and caused a bit of a panic here, and now everyone's all up in arms.
Is that guy going to be fired?
I don't even know if they know who did it. That's the dumb part. Like, we're not being given any information by the company. Which is normal. So, but it definitely made for an interesting start of the weekend.
Undoubtedly.
It lives. Friend. So, but yeah, no, like we it was just a whole situation that ended up being okay, but everyone's like, they're asking.
It could so easily have been bad, yeah.
Well, but now they're like, the people are freaking out and they're asking for a buyout program to be made and for PSE to be like who owns the dam to be held accountable, and they're asking for all kinds of things that honestly are never going to happen.
Yeah.
Friend, I mean, who would want to be held accountable? Friend. So, friend, I really don't know where to go tonight yet without Nikki. She's usually our alien
go-to person.
Yeah, but so you got any alien stuff in Australia happening? Has there been anything?
Decades ago, there were.
There hasn't been anything in decades, really?
Not really, no. The most that's been happening have been drones, but you can tell that they're drones because they have the flashing little lights on them. Yeah. So, no alien sightings or ship sightings or anything like that has been happening recently. But the place to go to find out would be Pine Gap in Northern Territory. Because they're the ones that are the US-based listening station for everything.
What do you mean US-based?
Well, it's run by the United States. It still has their it's from over there. They run it basically. It's like a sealed off section that only the people who work there can get in. There's no tourists, no visitors, nothing like that. And it's a listening station. So they're listening for anything on all the radio waves, all the satellite stations, all that sort of stuff. So if there's anything going to be coming in, they'll hear about it down there. Actually, over there to the west, because it's pretty much a straight line from here to out there.
Okay.
And yeah, they'll be able to notify the POTUS.
No, well, yeah. So, but I got a question for you then. Do they notify your government?
I'm not 100% sure. They might, but the dingling in charge probably wouldn't do anything anyway.
Like, I don't understand why they would allow that.
Me
You know
either.
what I mean?
Yeah, because it's based here. You'd expect it to be alerted here first, and
Yeah.
but I have no idea if that's the case or not.
Well, is it an Australian base or a US base?
It's a U.S. base in
Good
Australia.
morning, Kayla.
I know, right? Okay. Woo. Yeah, but we have like US bases all over the place, and they notify us before they notify anybody else because it's our base.
That's what I thought.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't even typically share information with the countries that the base is located in.
See, to me, that's stupid.
It's weird.
Why would
I know.
any other
Different.
country allow that? Friend.
Well, we're good friends with the United States, so we must have them here. And
How's that going for you?
yeah. Also, with the Chinese thing, so with the tariffs, we'll just make our own stuff and.
Yeah. Friend. I don't know. Right now,
I wonder if he'll tariff the aliens, parking spaces.
oh, you know he'd try. Friend. Like, that man has no qualms about charging anyone anything.
What are you talking about? He would deport them back to where they came from.
Most likely, yeah. We've got to build a wall around the whole of the earth.
Such a nice wall.
Well, I hope when they use
It's got to be the
greatest
greatest wall. Yeah.
Friend. Yeah, no, it just, like, the whole thing just weirds me out with everything that's going on there. Friend.
Yeah.
He hasn't really commented on what a lot of people would call a war between the two countries right now. Canada and the U.S. are going to war right now in the Stanley Cup Finals. And the U.S. just got spanked tonight. They played hard, but they got spanked. Friend.
Yeah, but what team from the U.S. are they playing?
The current Stanley Cup champions.
Okay, yeah, which team?
Florida Panthers.
Okay, which is 90% Canadian, right?
No. Found out they're not. They're 90% French.
Oh.
Friend.
Okay. Because I was going to say,
French.
wouldn't that technically just be Canada versus Canada with a U.S. tagline?
No, there's a few Americans on the Oilers, too.
Yeah.
But, like, me and Dad were going over the stats this week, or tonight, and, like, the Oilers haven't won the Cup since the 80s. Friend. The Cup hasn't been in Canada since 1995. Friend, that's absolutely insane, and it's time for a goddamn change.
Well, it makes sense. The U.S. teams are taking all the good Canadian players.
Well, no, we screwed up. We put the friggin' NHL headquarters in the U.S., and now the game's rigged.
Well, maybe. Who knows?
Friend. So, I don't know, like, you guys haven't had a sighting in years that any government has admitted to. But is your government more open with this kind of stuff?
I think so, because we actually have we have those information boards that tell you what's happened in a certain place, and they actually have the alien sighting ones up in Tully, which is in the far north Queensland, of where a farmer saw a spaceship take off, and it left an indentation in the grass and the soil where it was sitting. So they actually have that written down as public information on one of these signs. I'm not sure if there are any elsewhere, but I've actually seen this one myself. There's another place down south. I can't remember exactly where, but it's claimed to be the home of the Yowie, our version of the Bigfoot. So it's actually got a big toilet block that's painted with murals of Bigfoot on it.
That's a little weird.
And it's the town name where you go and find the town itself. Like when you're driving through at the start of it, it says that it's the home of the Yowie on that sign. So
Friend,
it's we're more open to that sort of thing here. I don't know, someone's going ding.
Well, I mean, honestly, Australians, what are they afraid of at this point? You got deadly everything. Like, if an alien species came and landed, it would probably be the most docile thing in Australia.
Yeah, that's true. And it's too scared of getting probed itself by one of the animals. Friend.
It's like, why would we land on this poisonous island with all of these scary creatures when we could go to... Well, I almost said Detroit, but that's not any better.
Yeah, but give it a few hundred years and it won't be an island.
That's true. That's true.
Friend.
It's slowly moving. It's making its way
it's
back.
rotating. It's going clockwise. It's turning around.
Yeah, the question is, are you going to be part of China, or is China going to be part of you?
Well, seeing how they brought most of Queensland out already.
Yeah, that's true. Friend.
But now they've got reforms coming in saying that anyone who buys land here must stay and live in the land area that they bought. So they can't buy them from China now just to say, oh, we've got a piece of Australia.
That's actually an interesting concept. I've always wondered, because, I mean, like, we can, well, typically, a lot of Americans that I know have vacation homes in other countries. Like, they own a vacation home in, like, Mexico, or they own a vacation home, you know, like, in the Bahamas, or something of that nature.
Yep.
Which I've always found to be kind of strange, that they're just buying up a whole bunch of property on other people's
different land masses.
Yeah. Like, I've always wondered what the legalities really of that are. If, for instance, one of those countries went to war with the other one, then what happens to the land that's bought by the other country? Like, you know what I mean?
For every
Stop
acre,
blowing holes in my ship.
for every acre you own, you got to punch yourself one time.
Right, but then does it automatically just get seized back from the country?
No.
Or you still own it, you just are no longer allowed to visit that country.
Work them.
Don't know.
You know what I mean? Like,
Nikki said she's there.
Okay.
hey.
Oh, no video. Video, finally. Oh my god, what a day.
Well, hello,
Hello.
Nikki.
Hello. I gather we're on. Or are we not?
Yes.
We are.
We are.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah, I got video. I just
We're as
noticed it
on
on
as
the.
we're ever gonna get.
What?
Like,
Okay, I'm gonna mute for.
did you guys get to watch that video I sent this afternoon?
Yeah, it's similar to one I saw last night, actually. Only the one I
EP?
saw was the Bigfoot doing the selfie stick thing, saying, "Oh, we're trying to help find the aliens' teleportation device, and here it is, and let's see if it works." Zap, zap, zap at the alien ship, and then all of a sudden you see the Bigfoot floating in space, spinning around with the sun reflecting off things off him, and he's saying, "Well, I guess you won't be seeing me for a while."
Yeah.
Because he's up in orbit.
So this guy has started doing these, and he does one where Bigfoot's cooking and feeding all his fellow Bigfoot.
Oh, yes, that.
Haven't
Yeah.
seen that one.
Saw that. That was funny.
Friend. To me, he doesn't look like Bigfoot.
No,
No.
looks more like Harry and Henderson.
Yes.
I,
Yes.
Friend, to me, he really looks like a gorilla in that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have to agree.
I don't know.
I've seen a number of those. People have been posting quite a few of them.
Mm.
See, I live in the Pacific Northwest, so I always thought about Bigfoot as being kind of a hipster. So he'd have like a man bun and a pair of khaki shorts, and he'd be like, "Yeah, dude, of course, I'm like the
And
champion."
Braid
Exactly.
coming down from the
And
chin.
then just be like sitting there sucking on like a microbrew from like Skagit's Best. Like, oh yeah, I know, right? These people.
Hell no. Hell no. I don't like it.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Or you could see like emo Bigfoot that's just like chilling in a tree and being like, "Oh man, it's like raining again." Of course.
But he's got to have his Starbucks.
Mhm.
Got to have the cup and everything up there in the tree with him.
Starbucks and a Slim Jim and being like, "Ugh, God, the rain."
Yep.
Bigfoot only drinks kokanee.
Oh, okay. That's
Oh,
Canadian
God.
Bigfoot, baby.
That's-
That's Canadian.
Did you say, okay, a
Kokanee.
drug or a beer?
Beer. Kokanee beer.
Okay,
And-
it sounded. I don't have my headphones on, and it actually sounded like you said a drug.
Kayla said that it's that's only Canadian Bigfoot, but she's wrong because here you can get kokanee. It's the only beer, Canadian beer, you can get in the United States, and that's the reason. It's imported for him.
He was like, where's my kokanee?
Yeah,
Oh, that's funny.
just like Slim Jims are not made in Canada, but guess what? They're imported there for him.
No, it brings up an inclusion. Like, if
That's also funny.
Bigfoot is an intelligent being, okay?
Yes.
Mhm.
And from all accounts of Bigfoot, he is an intelligent being. Or he, she, it, I'm not sure. But is an intelligent being. So, would they have the same issues our society has with addiction problems?
That's a good question. The only one that I know to ask would be, Robin Haynes.
Mm-hmm.
Haynes. I don't know. I know they've got very similar issues with their not toddlers, but their young ones.
Like
And
their
they're
teens?
teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're teenagers because they like to play pranks. Now I know that. There's a few reasons I know that, but yeah, I mostly hear about it from her, on Dave's show. So,
Because, I mean, like, it seems like, to me, it'd be terrifying to have something that is that unknown and that, like, gigantic and everything else, like,
yeah.
on, like, bath salts. Okay?
Oh
Like,
God.
I mean, it's...
Well, think about the herbs that are in the forest. There are different plants in the forest that can be turned into
Well,
things that can.
we also don't know their anatomy, really, so it could be something that's totally... It
Natural
doesn't
to them.
matter to us. It's like basil or
Yeah.
something. And it could be a total drug for them because of the way that it interacts in their system.
Lavender. I don't know why I'm thinking lavender, but lavender. I'm like, wow, okay. That's
But
bizarre.
it makes me wonder because it seems like most what you would call intelligent species, there is
Yeah.
addiction issues with certain things.
Yeah.
So it seems like there would have to be Bigfoot that were not only addicted to certain things, but also had issues like OCD or had like other issues like that too.
Okay, here's something. What if there were, now I don't know this. This is just a random thought, passing running thought.
Mm-hmm.
What if there were Bigfoot in South America?
Okay.
All the coca leaves?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
It's
really, you think about
They
something like
wouldn't-
that. That could be scary.
They wouldn't need the Starbucks in, would they? They'd just go straight to the source of it.
And I mean,
Why do I?
honestly, maybe that's the reason that in certain areas they act in different ways.
Never know.
Because we have the what we call aggressive outlook on Bigfoot. From certain people, they say that when they ran into Bigfoot, Bigfoot
Yeah.
was super aggressive or angry towards them, chased them, tried to like eat them, like stuff like that. And then you have the sightings where they're super docile, super.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like they would have to have a lot of the same mental issues that any other intelligent species would have.
Well, and it makes me wonder how many Sasquatch clans, because that's what the Sasquatch call it is. I got specifically told, we are a family, you call us a clan. I went, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Because with Mama, you don't say no, ma'am, to.
You're right.
It's do or you're in trouble. That was the hardcore impression, but I wonder how many. Now, I did get told, but it makes me wonder how many actually do not follow the energy work that they originated with. From, according to what I was told, that they originated with some kind of higher frequency and some kind of higher energy, which is why some of them can open portals, some of them can I got a brain fart going on now. Oh, lovely. Where they can open portals and they can do different frequency energy work. Whereas, why are some of them getting shot? Why are they not recognizing, using their abilities and sensing that humans are in the area and they're getting caught on camera, or they're actually getting physically shot? So that leads me into, even though I was told that not all of them follow the original Sasquatch clan,
Like their teachings and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, their original teachings, then how many of them don't?
Well,
And if they don't, are they the reason why we're catching some of them on video?
Well, and I hate to, like, I'm not trying to compare another species to another species. Like saying, like, well, humans do this. Well, why wouldn't Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Because obviously different species have different thought processes and everything else about them. But it seems like they would still have rebellions against, just like, or differentiations of opinion enough to like branch off and have their own clan that did this, or like if you look at like human history, and I know that's not, but you also look at like Neanderthal history and other versions of intelligent species that used to live on this planet, they did branch off and taught different things in different areas and through different clans and different tribes and everything else. So it seems like Bigfoot would do the same. Like there would always be a fraction of them that would believe something different.
Yeah. I would think they would, to be honest. I would think that now there are ones that get kicked out, and then there are ones that leave, and those are the ones that I know of as being gone rogue. Mm-hmm. What is the flashing?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
Oh, that's interesting. It's sound from Robert. Okay, got it. That is strange. Sorry, it's showing up on my screen. It might not, and it's still showing up. That is bizarre. All right.
Like
anyway, sorry, folks.
Surround? Like a flashing blue surround?
Yeah, it's the blue light flashing around his image.
Yeah.
Out the square box.
Yeah, it does that anytime any one of us talk.
Well, yeah, for us. But his is flashing, and it's never flashing unless he's talking.
Well, then it must be picking up ambient sound.
Well, he had himself on mute. It was even on. Now it's not happening. That is bizarre. Yeah.
Yay, technology.
That is bizarre. Anyway, off the subject. Sorry, guys.
Hey, no worries.
It was starting to become a little on the disturbing side.
He just wants to see me flash.
Not even.
Because you call him Robert. The streak. Oh.
Oh my God, I haven't thought of that in years.
Come on, Nikki.
Who is that? Ray Stevens.
Nikki,
Ray Stevens.
You're better than this.
God, he was awesome.
What?
Just subscribe to Robert's OnlyFans like the rest of us. Okay?
But what if the
like and subscribe
are saying we don't need those thinking badges. Just deciding we don't need those thinking powers. We can do it on our own. Bang.
That's funny.
Oh.
Well, there are ones that go rogue, and there are ones that get kicked out. Mm-hmm. So what if an entire group gets kicked out?
But can they get stripped of their powers? That's the question.
I kind of feel
because they're outcast. Then does Mama Bear have the power to go? Oops, no, you can no longer use your powers.
See, that's an interesting point. Oh, weird.
What powers?
Like powers to open up portals and powers to energy and frequency.
Yeah.
It doesn't...
And be telekinetic and psychic.
Well, yeah. I mean, it doesn't seem like
mind
you'd
speak.
Be able to turn that off, though, if it's a part of your being. Now, but it does also seem like it could be taught out of a specific clan, just because, like, from younger ages, if they didn't want their clan to believe in that or whatever, they could tell people that, no, we can't do this, we can't do, and keep suppressing it to the point where they wouldn't believe that they could, so therefore they can't.
Okay, well, but you're saying you don't think someone could actually stop it? Like, one of their elders couldn't?
I don't know.
Like, Kayla, think about it. We have developed to the point where 2 hypnotist sessions could make you stop smoking.
Well, yeah, I guess it depends
One
on the
can make
pliability.
you act like a chicken.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on the pliability of a person or being's mind to be able to do that. Because I think that there would be certain, like, just like there's certain people that can't be hypnotized, or there's certain people that can't be shut down in that kind of a way. It seems like there would also be certain other beings that couldn't.
I don't believe that there's a single person in this world that can't be hypnotized. I just think that it's not the right person or right time. Or right point of way, like the point of entry. I think there is a way that
Let me give you an example.
Okay.
Try being an 8-year-old child with military officers. We're hitting a whole nother subject here, folks. With military officers who where they've abducted you because they're working with ET. And they're trying to break you mentally and do a hypnotization to numerous different forms of it, and it didn't work. So I got electrodes on me. I wasn't just abused. Anyway, and then in 2019, when I realized that a professional retired government agent tried to do that to me, while I was talking to him, used all the techniques within his abilities. And remember, this individual, this is one of part of his profession. The other part of his profession was a profiler. And he literally, without my permission, tried to hypnotize me. And I talked to pros afterwards, asking them all kinds of questions. Then I got questioned up one side and down the other by a couple of individuals who are professional hypnotists. And they were like, did he do this? Did he do that? And I'm giving them all the information. And they're like, you weren't able to be hypnotized. I said, no. Because I knew what was happening and it was against my will.
But that's the thing.
Both situations, and that's what I've been told, is that for whatever, and actually that's what I was told by a counselor in the 1990s, that because of certain factors, I was likely not capable of being hypnotized for some reason. Nobody has been able to define that reason for me. Nobody.
Okay, but
I would like
Nikki,
to know.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I want to ask you something.
Yeah, go for it.
Did any sense of your being trust him?
No, but the thing is you got to realize I have a trust issue with anybody anyway. Doesn't matter who it is.
Okay, so I got a question.
Yeah.
Name an ancestor you truly love.
Nemo, what?
Ancestor you truly love.
My grandmother.
If your grandmother came up to you and said, I need to do this to you, it's going to be okay, but this has to happen.
Probably.
See, that's the thing. There is always an entry point, but trust is needed. The only way you can break through trust...
it would have to be... She would have to be completely materialized in front of me to do it, because she's on the other side and has been for a lot of years.
Friend.
But even so, I mean, not even my mom, not my dad, who is my soul guide... not even my great-grandmother or any of my great-aunts and uncles who are on the other side. There's no way.
But when it comes to, like, you always talk about the Bigfoots as family.
Yeah, they are. I probably would with them. Now that I think about it, I never thought about that before. Right. I probably would allow one of them if they were in front of me. And
they're a family camp, right? Like, they are a family tribe.
Yeah, they are.
So they obviously have elders.
Yeah.
Now, if you fuck up and your elder starts laying into you, you automatically already feel bad.
Yeah.
It's
going to carry more merit than,
So you are going to
guilt
let
trip
them.
yourself.
Well,
take that from you?
I've never tried to be hypnotized because I'd feel bad for anybody trying to root around in my brain. 'Cause I feel like it would cause them some serious backlash. So
the amount that
I've
and
never
that's the
thought
other
about
thing.
it because I was like, you know what? What if unintentionally I would have hurt somebody? Like, not meaning to, but what if my brain itself decided that this was an intrusion or whatever and put up its defenses and ended up actually hurting or fucking with that person in a way that wasn't necessarily okay? Because when we think about thoughts and we think about thought processes and everything, everybody has their walls. But what happens if your wall happens to be a little bit stronger than the person coming in? Could you inadvertently, totally, completely screw their life up by trying to quit smoking or something of that nature?
Mm-hmm.
Well, number one,
Actually, I had an ET do it to me once. Hadn't thought of that until just now. I've never said that. I've never told a single solitary person that.
You don't have walls?
No.
Huh.
I have fucking windows because I can't throw a rock at you to the outside if there's a wall. Fuck this shit. I'm keeping protected.
You are more of a physical being than... Oh.
Friend.
But I don't know, because I mean, like,
walls don't just keep you out. They keep someone out. They keep you in too.
No, most definitely. Yep. Most definitely.
I always want a way.
You want a back door to get out of there,
no,
or whatever.
I want to be on the offensive.
Oh, okay. So you want a front door, front view
Damn right.
of what's going on, and be like, "Oh hell no,
friend."
Okay.
People to put a rifle through. I'll blast my way out.
Right. Okay, Han Solo, calm down.
Just
saying.
I'll go all Red Hulk on everyone.
What the fuck is
so the new Captain America.
What is a Red Hulk?
The new Captain America?
Yeah.
Oh, I've not seen it.
Han Solo, Harrison Ford. He's the president of the United States, but he's been doused with gamma radiation, and
he becomes Red Hulk.
Yeah, after he's being berated several times, he finally loses it and hulks out as red.
Got it.
Yeah, do you remember the guy who's always been...
I thought these things only can be green. Yeah.
Like, in every single movie, he's been trying to get
chasing
the Hulk
him.
And control him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Friend, it's him. He just got a makeover because now he's a totally different fucking person. Friend.
I don't know. I don't think I would complain if I went from that to being like, oh, hey, look, I'm Harrison Ford now. Like, I'd be like, woo, upgrades.
I would.
Well, yeah, I mean,
if I was the first guy, because you just lost your paycheck to Harrison Ford.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
that's true. And he's sitting there watching the new movie being like, that could have been me.
And because it's Harrison Ford, it's now a lot bigger paycheck.
Yeah, no joke, right?
I watched it the other day and I thought it was going to be a TV series, but it turned out to be just a movie.
Yeah. Friend. And it's the first.
Oh, God.
It starts the new series.
Mm-hmm.
Friend, more new aliens.
Yay.
Kind of. More new aliens based on real people, because Disney owns it now. Friend.
Oh, God. Okay.
What?
Let it go. Let it go.
No, okay, so I gotta be honest. If I owned that many different iconic characters, it wouldn't be like Batman versus Superman. It would be like really, really weird out there stuff. Like, Elsa versus She-Hulk. You know, like stuff like that. Like, yeah. Where's the mashups, man? Where's the mashups?
So, backtrack to that. Friend, Nikki, do you know my new favorite Disney fact?
No, I don't. What is it?
In the latest acquisition of Sony Entertainment by Disney, Disney also purchased MASH. Therefore, Klinger is a Disney princess.
Nice.
Oh my! I wonder how the actor feels.
Well, you're like the only one that can ask him, so.
Yeah, you might.
No, Robert can too.
Okay.
But
Like, friend, he's not taking interviews at the moment.
I don't know. Mr. Williams has a tendency to pop in every once in a while.
Right.
Both Robert and I
Mhm.
know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Klinger's busy at a party, I guarantee it. Because Hot Lips just joined the party up there, so.
Yep. I was
That's
about to say that.
true.
Yeah. Sweet.
Right.
I cried when she passed. I
Mm.
was like, oh. Anyway, when Mr. Allen goes, Mr. Aldo goes. When he passes, that's going to be a tough one for me too, because I grew up watching that. I mean, when I was a little girl, I was watching that.
Well, I think
Shouldn't have been, because it was adult humor, but
I think that's such a
I was raised on MASH.
Such a multi-generation show. Okay,
Very
because
much
I
so.
know people that are like 12, 13 that like MASH. I know people that are 85 who like MASH. It's like one of those that just kind of continues and goes through multi-generations. It's kind of like a Little House on the Prairie, where everybody, like, depending on generation, they concept it a little bit different, but it's one of those that, like, grandpa and grandson could both sit down and watch together and both understand it the same way. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. My grandfather, my dad's dad, who's the one who literally told me don't ever forget about World War and what it can actually do. I lived it, and here's what I know. He loved MASH. I mean, even though it brought up different things for him, different memories. I mean, even though he was Coast Guard, it brought up things for him. And there were things that he talked about, things that as a teenager, when I was 8 and 9 years old, that's a different story. But by the time I was 13, 14, 15, we'd have different conversations, not many, but a few here and there. And it was an eye-opener. There were a lot of things that, I mean, it was really quite the eye-opener. But then again, he's also the one that kept me enthusiastic about cartoons, because he was a kid at heart. He loved, in the 70s and 80s, he loved the cartoons. So, and by the 90s, that's a different story. He had an accident, and that's a totally different ballgame. But, yeah, I mean, he just... It kept him alive, it kept his brain going, and it kept him alert and aware, and I very much appreciate shows like that can do that for people.
You know, and that's what I think. I think there are certain shows that just kind of kill all age boundaries and everything else because of how iconic the show is itself. And I think that MASH is really one of those that, like, captures generation to generation, and the humor in it isn't such dirty or vile humor that it isn't accepted the same way. Like, there's shows that might have the same type of thing, but they're so violent or they're so this that you don't want.
Yeah.
Okay, I am feeling like Mandela affected.
Oh yeah, why?
They're all alive.
What do you mean?
Friend, Frank Burns is alive. BJ's alive.
Larry Linville and
Jamie Farr.
Yeah.
Radar is alive.
I thought Radar died a couple of years ago.
He did.
Huh. Welcome to the world of Mandela effect.
Like, seriously, she's... Friend. Okay, no, the father is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Mulcahy.
Yeah, the original...
the actor who played... Yeah.
Yes.
Father Mulcahy.
Yeah, he's gone.
Huh. You know, every once in a while, something like that will hit me, where I'm like, I swear that this person died. Like, and I mean, like, I will remember full-fledged conversations that I've had with people about the death of specific individuals, and then, like, 4 or 5 years later, I'll figure out they're still alive, and I'll be like, oh, whoa, no, I had this conversation with this person because they called me because this happened, and we were so close, like, not close necessarily to the person, but they meant so much to us because of the different movies or the different things that they were in, that I feel like I would have known if they hadn't died. Like, that's... so every once in a while I get, like, Mandela effect like that, too. I guess my biggest one was Tim Curry. Okay? I can specifically remember Tim Curry passing away and having a conversation with my sister about it because he's one of her favorite actors, always has been. And then figured out that he was still alive a couple years later. And I was like, dude, do you remember having this? And my sister just looked at me like I was fucking nuts. She's like, of course he's alive. What are you talking about? And I'm like, okay, did I just, like, do a reality slip? Was that, like, a dream that I had that I made into reality? Or what happened?
Well, I mean, I've had that very thing happen where, for example, regarding Mr. Curry, I had conversations with people. Oh God, I don't remember what year it was right now, but a number of years ago I could have told you. But after all this targeting stuff, that's a different ballgame. But yeah, it's crazy how it affects us. I mean, truly, it really significantly affects us, and it is a form of Mandela effect, and you've got to really do the research and the science on it, looking into CERN. Couldn't think of the word. Couldn't think of the organization. But yeah, I mean, you got to look into that and take that into consideration, because a lot of these things, how much of it is corporate conglomerate where they've been ordered to do certain things, to make certain changes.
See, I really... And yet... Sorry, continue.
No, it's okay. And then you look at situations to where things like oh God, now I can't pull one of them out. The back of my head, and I can't seem to pull it forward. But there are situations to where there what's the guy who's had this show for years and years, and oh my God, I can't think of his name now.
What kind of show?
It was not on CNN. It was on a specific cable network, and he was interviewing people. I remember his funeral. I remember that. I remember the throngs of people, even presidents, talking about how it was sad because he'd interviewed everybody. And then I found out that years later, I found out he was still alive, and I went, hold the phone, wait a minute. How is this guy alive when there were, I mean, like, Entertainment Tonight, places, Hollywood.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a big deal because this guy interviewed God, I cannot think of his name. He interviewed stars, he interviewed authors, he interviewed political people. I mean, you name the gambit of people that this man interviewed, and he had his own show, and it was on cable.
Yeah.
And it was a big show. God, I just can't think of the guy's name right now.
Are you talking like Larry King?
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, everybody came out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
When he died, and then it was like 10 years later.
Yeah.
10 years later, he's not dead, and I'm like, wait, one freaking minute. How is that possible? And then the other one was Bob Barker.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the two biggest ones. Well, no, you had Mandela himself, then you had Larry King, and then you had Bob Barker. And I'm like, wait
now,
one freaking
That's what I'm saying. Is that
here.
we put so much solace in death that's something that's very, very memorable to a lot of people. Is the person's death. It would be like finding out tomorrow that the Queen never died or hadn't died yet, or something where you go, wait a minute, what? No, I swear to God, I saw all this, and
that's the thing. There are some people that I even have like magazines where they've done like major magazines years ago. They did major magazines, all the people who had died in like the last 10 years, and they were doing a farewell in the magazine. And I have, those are like collector's items. I have those. Those are buried in my storage boxes. I mean, like really buried in my storage boxes. But I have stuff like that because a lot of those people, I grew up around different things, and not in Hollywood, but my mom and I used to watch different movie stars and and my grandmother is really the one who got us started on that one. Cause she was Miss Prim and Proper.
Yeah.
So, and Miss Fashionista. Beautiful, tall, thin woman who had the body to be a model, and it was like she created all this stuff. So it's just amazing to me how all of this, and then it was Mr. Curry, Tim Curry, and that was the other one, and I was like, wait a minute, he's still alive?
Yeah.
And he's in a wheelchair now, and I'm like, what the heck has happened to our timeline? Because in order for so many people to remember such specific things...
Well, see, and it's not just deaths either. Okay, so that's the thing. That's the thing that catches me sometimes, is I really, really believe in time slips. Okay? Like, in reality slips. Because there are a lot of things... Well, I guess they'd be considered, like, your own personal Mandela effects, okay? That are just specifically related to your life or your life with somebody.
Yes.
And I will have, like, where I know that this happened. I remember conversations about this happen. And it's not, and like I said, it's not just death. It can be something stupid and simple that you don't even really think about until somebody brings up, oh, hey, do you remember this? And it happened in a completely different way. And you're like, well, no, that's not the way that happened. But everyone else around you says, well, yeah, it is. And you kind of have that moment where you are like a deer in the headlights where you go, well, then I guess I must be remembering it wrong. But you know deep down inside that that's the exact way that happened. And you just kind of shove it off as, oh, well, I must have remembered this wrong. I must have thought about that differently or whatever.
That's kind of what I'm going through right now because, like, I swear Radar passed. And I swear Jamie Farr did as well. And those two men played huge parts in my life. Like, MASH played a huge
Yeah,
part in
and
my
this
life.
says that he's still alive. I remember. I don't remember him passing. So, but I remember quite a few of the other actors from that show. And I mean, so beloved in our families. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many sections of my family that are. I mean, they just deeply loved MASH. Deeply loved MASH. And so many other. Who's the other one? The famous actor that did the voices.
Jim Cummings?
Scooby-Doo and
Casey Kasem.
Yeah.
Casey Kasem. Oh man, yeah.
But his got weird at the end.
Yeah.
Like, there was some family shit there that no one really knows what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so you're looking at so many different actors, wonderful actors who have crossed over and it just, and I had no idea. Okay, here's a different subject. I had no idea just how truly good. I'm trying to find the right word, and the only word that I can come out of my mouth is the word good. And I can't. I was about to out the person. So one of the spirits that has come to sit next to me during during two shows. I think one was during my live broadcast, and then one was during ours.
This was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. And this individual, I had no idea really what kind of, I thought because of the kind of power they had behind them that they would be an arrogant asshole.
Yeah.
Not at all. Very loving, very caring, very, I mean, I totally understand now why they won. I mean, I get now why they won the awards that they won and
everything else. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just mind boggled me, and including John. I call him JJ, and apparently when you look at the media, everybody's like, oh my God, you never call him JJ or John or he lets me. And he's only shown up twice. So, and very wonderful individual. I mean, just the energy, the person, and I know I'm name dropping, but my point is that you don't realize how some of these folks really are, no matter the fame. And Mr. Williams, oh my God, he is, not only is he a sweetheart of an individual, when he comes around, and he doesn't come around very often, but when he does come around, he changes the entire energy of the entire room, and and he's so much fun. I mean, and it's like he's gotten to be him.
No, see,
thing, it's just very wonderful, very nice.
The other thing with the Mandela effect, or whatever you want to call it.
Oh yeah, I don't know what the hell to call it anymore.
Yeah. Is sometimes it's full events in history. Okay? Like things that I remember learning about in school. Or things that I remember hearing as like, oh, this is a major part of history. And then you go to look them up again because you're like, oh yeah, like something sparks your memory of that. And
it's sadly changed. Not there.
It's either not there or it's a totally different storyline than you ever remembered it being. And you go, wait a minute. No, I swear this happened like this. Like, like a big one for me is the Hindenburg. Eh? I swear that everybody died. I remember everybody on the Hindenburg dying.
Died.
And then,
Yeah, me too.
years and years and years later, I was watching this documentary on the Hindenburg because it came up like on
And the
Unearthed or
survivors.
something like that.
Mm.
And it was talking about all of these survivors of the Hindenburg disaster. And I was like, wait the fucking second. Like, I swear to God that they all died. And that was part of the tragedy of it, was the fact that there weren't any survivors.
Yeah.
Like, it's
That's
things
how I
like
remember
that
it, too.
like, make me go,
Matter of fact,
what happened? Like,
that was in our high school history books.
well, that's why it was such a huge
Everybody
air
died.
disaster. Was because there were no survivors. And I remember this being a big part of what they were teaching. And they were talking about biggest air disasters in history, you know? And then, then I was watching, like, Unearthed, and they were doing a thing on it, and I was like, no way did that many people survive. Like, it seems like I would have really remembered that because I was super into that kind of stuff when we had, like, history class and everything. So
Same here.
it seems like that would have been like a ding in my head that I would have remembered that there were X amount of people that survived this.
Yep.
Because also, how? It caught so fast and it was freaking full of helium. Like, there shouldn't have been a way for that many people to have gotten out.
Well, in the 1990s, it was still talked about how everybody died. So what happened between, say, 1990 to 1999, and then a big changeover right around 2003, 2005, or 2006? What took place to where there's this big changeover? Is it actually because of CERN? Is it actually because of some other situation that took effect that has literally changed the lives of people?
Or was it, like a lot of people say, where it was just collective misremembering? Or, you know what I...
And that's what that's what I'm going through with somebody right now.
Well,
They don't believe, anything about Mandela effect anymore, and they did before, and
right.
So,
well, but that's the thing too. Like, it could be because the fire was so horrific.
oh, it was,
Your brain automatically processes as there's no way there were survivors.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It could be a collective remembering, but I almost specifically, like, remember doing studies on it and stuff back in school where they were like, and no one survived. Like, it was like this big thing. So, yeah, it always weirds me out because, like, history seems to change. And certain things I understand changing because it's, let's say, the powers that be trying to make it mold into what they want it to be in certain cases. Okay? So they'll be like, this actually happened this way. And then if you're told something for long enough, you believe it. So there are certain things that I believe are misforgotten and misinformation to begin with, or to explain away something that people don't necessarily want you to look into, type thing.
Yep.
But I also think that we really do time, or not really time. Well, it is kind of a time slip too, but it would be more of a dimensional slip. I think that every once in a while we do some kind of a weird dimensional slip and we wake up in a different line.
Friend. Well, but I got a question for you there. Do you think that's us doing it every time? Or is there a possibility that we're getting influenced by an outside source?
Well, and that's, I think, what Nikki's trying to say with, like, maybe CERN or some other things like that, where maybe something happened atmospherically, maybe something happened energy-wise that pushes us into these other things, and it's not necessarily just us slipping into them.
Well, and my thing is, okay, we are all currently completely agreeable that aliens exist.
Yes.
There is no way they are all 100% at the same level as each other. There has to be alien races that are at the same level as us somewhere.
Well, there has to be alien races that are way, way
Now we take
less evolved than us, too.
But there's got to be at least one that's about the same level
Okay.
of technology or some way close to us.
Yeah.
So what if there's an alien race out there that has developed CERN, but unlike us, who pushes what we're doing back into the Earth? They're pushing it out and it's hitting us.
Well, okay, so this is gonna sound fucking okay, this is gonna sound bad shit, but I'm gonna say it anyways.
That's okay.
So some people know this about me, other people don't, but I am very, very into quantum computing and quantum mechanics. Okay. Quantum physics. And it is something that I dabble in a lot. Okay. And there is something that's called the infinite. Well, how do you do this? It's like an infinite probability wave. Okay.
Oh, I've heard of that before.
So if you have the possibility of anything and everything happening, because anything and everything that can happen will happen and has happened, okay, then this wave of infinite probability, some people believe that that's the expansion of the universe, is this continuous wave of infinite probabilities that make it bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay? So, if that is cycling out there, then the reverberation of that wave, just like any time that you throw a rock into a pond, you have the rippling effect of it. Is going to have some feedback at some point. So if it feeds back to you, well then every single time you get hit with a ripple from this, it's going to change something that wasn't necessarily there before, because it's a new probability. But you're getting hit with like the... I don't really know how to explain that any other way besides that. But you're getting hit with the ripple from it. So it's going to change your reality. Just to what degree depends on how big the wave was in the first place. Nikki turned into a flower! Ah! Oh. See? Infinite probability.
So we need a ripple that brings back the Flintstones.
Sorry about that.
Brings back the Flintstones so that they're still on the air, making new shows.
Oh, God.
Making new shows.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Can you only imagine?
Yeah, it's called The Simpsons. That just won't die. Okay.
Friend. No, like the Simpsons, but good.
Yeah, okay.
Friend. Like, oh, we were talking, like I talked to my dad for quite a while tonight, and we were talking about how TVs kind of went to hell.
Well, yeah. I mean, entertainment in general has gone to hell.
Friend. But like, it's horrible how now we're starting to remake things, and we're doing such a terrible job. But I don't know if it's our fault, like, if it's the people who are making its fault, or the audience's fault. Like, to me, it still has, because, okay, the example I'm going to use is Get Smart. Do you guys remember that show?
Version.
Yes.
The one with Don Adams.
No, Chief. No, Chief. I don't remember that show.
Friend, okay.
Miss it by that much.
I was trying to think of why it didn't work the next time.
Snowflakes.
Friend, I don't think so.
Why?
I think without Don Adams' voice, it didn't work. His voice made Maxwell smart.
Well, and maybe
Yeah,
just
it really
iconically
did.
put him as that character, so when it was somebody else, it was like, what the fuck? I think that's kind of what happened with like live action Aladdin when they put Will Smith as the genie. It totally threw me off because whether or not it was a good show, whether or not it was well made, whether or not anything, it wasn't right because that isn't the voice of Genie.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? So,
And
like,
Genie
in your mind.
goes,
So, if you watched
Like,
it
really?
as, like, a complete standalone and had never seen, like, the original, then it might have been an amazing show. But the fact that you did and you were expecting something that never happened made it suck.
keep my prince's mouth. Keep my prince's name out of your mouth.
Me
Yeah,
and Robert
I mean,
were thinking
it's
the
like,
same thing. That
well,
thing needed to be added.
that's like Don Knotts and the Apple Dumpling Gang, or Don Knotts with a number of other characters that he created, or even like the Carol Burnett show, where they created so many different characters. Nobody could ever replay any of those because,
Who's the guy that played the original Willy?
Vicki Lawrence. I mean, with Mama, nobody could replace Vicki Lawrence with Mama ever because she created it. I mean, it's just, and the show created it. So there are so many characters like that. It took years for me not to see Alan Alda as something other than a doctor, and it literally typecasts people.
Yeah.
Gene Wilder.
And it's very difficult, especially when you fall in love with different characters from different shows. I mean, I will forever, and I know I've seen him in so many different shows, but there's an actor that I will forever see in. Oh no. He played the president in a TV show that was all about politics, and of course now I can't think of the name of the show.
West Wing?
Kiefer Sutherland?
West Wing. Oh, I loved
West
the
Wing.
West Wing. Excuse me?
Fran, I thought you were talking Kiefer Sutherland.
No, I can't think of the guy's name at this second, but he's done.
TV to the rescue.
Yeah. He played so many different characters in his life still, and it's just and he's from a very large, very, very well known, very famous family in Hollywood.
Yeah.
But when he created, thank you, when he created that, or when that character was created, and they cast him in that, I've had a hard time, and it's weird because that only happens when I just really like certain characters, and it's like nobody. Here's a typecast. Oh my God! Now my mouth is not working. Sarah Michelle Gellar regarding Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I mean, I will never be able to see anybody else in that role.
Oh, I absolutely can.
It's like, no way.
I absolutely can.
I have that thing.
I mean, I can see other Slayers. That's not the issue. It's nobody could replace that specific character. Does that make sense?
Yes. And, like, for me, it seems to be older actors that are harder.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, like, and Cole will tell you 100%. I just had him look it up because I am terrible at people's names. I'm horrible. I'm like, the guy that did this, but I couldn't tell you what the hell their name is.
Before you go to that one.
And see, I'm the exact opposite. I usually know the names, so for me not to remember, it's like that's the kind of stuff where I get angry about the targeting, because I had a really good memory about that kind of stuff before. And now it's
What, Cole?
There is one that I can see watch play Buffy without an issue, and it's because she played her first.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, absolutely. Christy Swanson.
No way. No, sorry.
And to me,
Sarah, Miss Geller made that role hers in so many ways.
I didn't like her as much.
It's like if they create if they actually wrote a script for a show for, oh no, I just lost it. Damn, I knew I should have written it down. It's a book series that Robert and I like periodically, and I can't think of the name of the book at this, or the author name right now. And if they create a character, I mean, so many people that love this author, find an actor to actually fill that role. I mean, for the main character, female lead, it better be someone damn good, because there are a lot of people who love this book series, and it's like well over. I stopped counting after she hit 26 books. She's well into like the number 30, and I'm just like, man, if they ever find an actress for that lead role, that actress better be damn good for it. And that's
the problem is, you can't, when it comes to adaptations from a book,
you're never gonna find somebody that
like,
checks
it's
all
never
those
gonna
boxes. Because
Correct.
the character that you make in your head is a totally different character from person to person who's reading the book.
And that's how it was for the kids, the guys that I talked to when Star Wars came out. It was a completely different ballgame for the original book series. They were like, oh my God, he's not gonna Mark isn't gonna do the role right. And excuse me, there were so many teenage boys that were just no. And then when the movie came out, they shoved all of that aside, because the action in the 1970s, in the action of it, they were like, no, that's the best movie ever made, and they went back 10 plus times to see the movie. So it's just, it fascinates me how the public, how we fall in love with characters, or just really like a character, have a certain set in our head, and then they find an actor for it, and nobody else can fill those shoes.
Okay,
or
there's a reason.
The view is it's absolutely awful, and it's like, wow, okay, how did that happen? So, it's just, the public is real fickle when it comes to Hollywood and things like that. It fascinates me, though, the psychology of it.
There's a reason that the Star Wars series, like the movies, never matched the book. They weren't ever supposed to.
Yeah, but tell that to the teenage boys at the time who were just in love with all of it and had... Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it.
Like,
I'm the same way with this one book series.
Because the original book was not A New Hope.
No, it wasn't. It was pretty much from the beginning, sort of.
Friend, no, not from the beginning. What's that new movie they made, Robert?
Sort of.
Endo?
Not Endor. The one right before A New Hope. Like that in the timeline.
Rogue One.
That's it. That's the book. Friend. So you get a quick introduction to Luke Skywalker, but not much. What is that?
Pull it back a bit. It's too blurry.
Yep.
Or put your hand in front of it. What is that?
I'll show you in a second. Kyber crystal.
Oh, rock on.
Got a friend from over there in Disneyland to pick some up, pick apart for me.
Nice.
Is that one of the
But,
actual
no,
working ones from Disneyland?
I think it would be, yeah. I think it's got the RF chip in it
Rock on.
that would fit in. That would fit into a saber.
Friend.
Yeah, Rubber's got lightsabers.
Friend, I don't have a saber yet. Friend, I have an original 1978 mask.
Yeah.
Made
God, that'd be hot.
Friend, and then I have a bunch of other different memorabilia from everything, including my first movie tickets for each of them. Friend.
Yeah, I'm a collector in different ways.
They
My mom was the collector of autographs and of writing letters and getting letters back from. I've got letters from Alan Alda to my mom, and they're like not any. I mean they're basically a generic letter, but his signature is on it. It's not an auto pen or anything. It's like his signature, and it was, and there's a couple of others. I can't remember all, but yeah, I've got stuff like that from my mom. So
See,
I can hear her right now. I thought I threw those away. No, you did not.
That's the weird part, is that, like, okay, so I know a lot of people that get, like, fan struck with, like, different celebrities. And
Yeah.
the stupid part for me, personally, is I could see somebody that played in a movie a million times, and I've never gotten fan struck by anybody. I'm not a person that would be like, oh my god, I need their, autograph, or I need to take a picture, or anything like that.
Yeah.
However, for me, I get, like, scientist struck. Okay? Where I'll be like, oh my god, okay, woo, look it, this is the guy that created, and, like, I'll go into all this stuff, and everybody's like, who the fuck? Like, I'll get excited over that kind of stuff way more than I get excited.
The science guy.
Right? Like, I'll be like, oh my god, okay, they're the one that won the Nobel in this, and, like, we'll freak out about it, and everybody's looking at me like, nobody fucking knows this person. What do you mean? So,
well, ding dong, they got Nobel.
Right?
mine is cars.
It's like when Einstein showed up
Cow.
to give my friend a bunch of information. It went so far above my head. I was like, okay, he's saying this, you're saying that. What is it that you've got your question for him? Because I don't understand any of this stuff. And I wish to God, those are moments that I actually, and I didn't fangirl over him. How was it, Robert, that I actually fangirled over? And it doesn't happen very often. I mean, it is so freaking rare. And I can't remember who it was right now, but it's just, I know what that's like. I'm like, where the hell, why am I fangirling over over this person? And
I don't fangirl over people or characters. Mine is like,
yeah, it was a surprise to me. Let's put it that way.
Mine's hardware.
No, Cole is like, not only hardware, but vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he'll sit there, like, if he sees, like,
yeah,
a perfect, like, straight off the lot looking like, and he's like, oh my god!
No, like, the first time I ever put my hand
Old
on
cars.
Ecto 1, like a screen-used Ecto 1, I cried a little. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
no, mine is old cars. I am like, oh my god, this is like, just leave me there for about 30 minutes to an hour and a half, because I'll just stand there, I'll go over the metal, I'll touch the car, I'll be going, oh my god, it's so gorgeous.
Look at
It's
this
just a
leather
car
seats!
No, it's part of the history.
My dad made me cry a little bit tonight. And
What's that?
He's pretty upset too. Friend, there has been a car in their driveway since we moved into the house, I think there was maybe a year and a half that car wasn't in that driveway total. In the last 40 years. No, 36 years.
37.
36. And it was my grandfather's car that he bought off the lot for $3,000.
Oh, wow.
A 1951 Buick Straight 8. And it just got trailered tonight.
Oh
Today.
my god.
Kenny took it to his house.
Oh my god! The car! Okay,
And,
that is tier worthy.
like, I ran my
There's
hand
certain
along this car, along each fender, every day after school walking home. I would run my hand along the fender.
Well, and it was always undercover, like it wasn't
Yeah,
like it was
there
out
was
in
a
the
cover on
elements.
it.
It,
No.
it had a cover on it. It was, yeah.
Only
there's
had
some cars
one-
should never be driven again. They need to be up off the
On podiums.
street. On a trailer.
Well,
Not
I think the
oh my
plan.
God.
I think the plan is for Kenny to restore this, and he's going to eventually drive it as a Sunday driver.
Well, that's like the one that Ralph Macchio got, the yellow car that Pat Morita Manny did the wax on, wax off on.
Yeah,
He actually owns that
yeah.
and still drives that around.
Ooh,
Brent.
speaking of cars, guys, do you believe in cursed cars?
Yeah,
Like, who was that?
Can happen.
Who was that guy
Little bastard.
that owned the little speedster, and then he died? It was like
Fuck, he's a race driver.
James Dean.
No,
James Dean. There we go.
Friend.
Like that car,
Ding.
And then they took parts from his car,
and
put them
every
into
Put
other
the other
race
ones
cars.
away.
yeah,
They
and
blew
every
up,
race
yeah.
car
Yeah.
that they put parts to his car
Yeah.
in got fucking demolished too.
Crashed or
Yeah.
Friend.
crash, burn, all sorts of stuff.
So
The
do you
movie
think
Christine.
yeah, right. Like objects like that can get really like. Okay.
Yeah, for the people listening,
You know, we
Right.
haven't hit the ET subject much.
they're
We
busy.
were waiting on you to come in.
If you read the title of the show, they're a little busy right now asking someone about their extended warranty. So it's okay.
It's worth
Dork.
Friend. No, Rosella has made me a little bit jealous
Good
yesterday.
asking the price.
Or was that today? I think that might have been today. Friend, she is currently, or was currently today, at the Ford Museum. Friend,
Oh, she gets to hang out with the sexy cats.
yeah. Friend,
Oh no.
the first Shelby's there.
Oh, okay.
Friend.
Whoa. Now I'm jealous.
Eleanor's there.
Oh no.
Friend, like there are some very gorgeous cars in that museum. The Wienermobile from Oscar Mayer Wiener is there.
Nice.
Friend, like,
Hear about
Imagine
that?
getting hit by that. Getting
Right.
run off the backside by that car.
yeah.
Can you imagine?
You'd
Yeah,
be
just
weird.
you got rammed by the wiener.
And I didn't say this to Rosella when she sent me the photo of the Wienermobile, but you're at the fucking Ford Museum and that's the only picture you send me? What the fuck?
Well, it shows you what she thinks of you. You fucking wiener.
What about the museum that's in Tacoma? I've had friends who are major car fanatics in other states, and they will come to Tacoma there's a major car museum, and they're like, oh,
Hey,
drones.
Nikki,
I love
Yeah.
cars.
it's one of those Mandela things. Tacoma doesn't exist anymore.
No, I love cars, but it's the fucking fact that it's in Tacoma. I absolutely hate that town.
So do I. I have so much hate for Tacoma. That's
And
terrible.
not the people.
But-
If you're from Tacoma, you're probably very wonderful. Till you get in a goddamn car. And then you drive. And then I hate you.
Well, it's like the Chihuly Museum. I want to see both that car museum and the Chihuly Museum. And actually, because I love glass making, I have been fascinated with glass making I used to, when I was a little girl, I used to go to the Seattle Center with my mom, and she could leave me at a glassmaker's stand kiosk. Basically, it was, well, they were called a
Yeah.
stand back then. They weren't called a kiosk. And I would just be and the guy would be, "Are you okay standing here? Do you need your mom?" I'm like, how do you do that? And then he's working on like a dragon, and it's very intricate and I couldn't get enough of it. So ever since I've been a little girl, I have always loved glass blowing. And then cars and horses, and oh my God. And then you're dealing with history and all sorts of stuff. And Robert, we're going to have a talk about that one afterwards. His spirit guide has given him some words. So.
Friend.
Yeah, in other words, it's not for public ears.
Just
Or
comment
the guy would make horses. It's just it fascinated me how you could make
glass art.
Just waving it around with the flame, yeah.
You know which one's always...
Nikki froze.
She's frozen.
Either that
yeah.
or she's having a stroke. I think maybe we should call somebody. Nikki! Nikki!
Well, what I was getting from up there was there's already a hot lit hula hand up there, so blowing the glass.
The only thing with glass making that I've ever thought was really cool is the lightning sculptures.
The ones that naturally made
Yeah.
in the sand.
Like when the lightning hits the sand and it gives it that like crazy, like it looks almost like wave patterns and stuff in it. I've always thought those were cool as shit. Like I've always wanted to like grab one of those and just keep it.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to try and see what I can do with Nikki here. Friend. I don't know what I have to do to...
What do I got to do? Oh.
Remove from meeting. I'm going to try that.
Yeah, just call her back, please.
Well, hello, Giant Robert.
Hers is red.
Well, all I can see are the puppet faces. And
all we can see is your giant face. Like, it just went from the corner to like, hello.
There you are.
Am I heard now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're heard.
Okay.
And just to cover the topic quick of the whole alien thing, friend, me and Robert started talking that before you and Kayla joined us, and like we started touching on aliens, and they all ran away. So
Whoa! Don't go touching on aliens.
Why?
That's just wrong, baby.
Well, maybe they can
kind
learn.
of fun.
Maybe they can learn that probing isn't just a one-way thing.
Yeah.
In my experience, that's not true. No. I mean,
Got to touch on several subjects.
Yeah,
touch on
like
something.
this show is just like, friend. I don't know. We've been on every subject, friend. This.
Yeah, get that disinfected out.
Friend. This
I feel
has
like-
been like
Alice fell down the hole. Yes, type of day.
I'm gonna leave that one the fuck alone. Holy shit.
Yeah, not getting Alice back from that, no. Definitely not. Big hole.
If I eat this, it gets bigger. Oh.
But the blue pills aren't for kids. That's not tricks. Tricks are for kids.
And that is when Four Hymns was created.
Oh, dear.
Viagra.
What?
I think it's just Viagra.
Is the women's form of Viagra called Niagara? I want to know.
Let it flow.
I can't even.
Let it flow. Can't hold it back anymore.
Oh my God! What did I see yesterday? I saw there was this new thing that it's a type of like mint
Yeah.
that women can use to make them salivate, and like it is insane how much it works.
Okay, whoa. A salivation mint?
Yes.
Doesn't it seem like this would be a really bad idea? Like, wouldn't that dehydrate somebody?
Well, it's
it
it's
would
for,
be very cold on somebody.
Yeah, it's for performing an act.
Oh, okay. All right. I got you. My bad. I get you.
Friend. No sloppy top. Friend.
Well, there's sprays, there's mints, there's all sorts of things.
Apparently,
Wow.
they're allowing this to be sold in certain grocery stores.
No.
Yes.
Saliva mint?
Yes.
Oh, God.
It says right on it what it is and what it's meant for. And so, like, I think they think that, but like, there's going to be one clerk like, oh, look, more mints. And just put it in the candy aisle.
Okay, do you know...
There's a story. There's a woman that talks about... I about lost my ever-loving mind. Now I know where this comes from. There's a story about a woman who was in church. And the grandmother asked for a piece of gum or some mint, breath mint, and it told her, "Oh, it's in my purse. Just reach for it," and had to get up and go deal with one of their young kids, toddler or something. And as the story goes, she comes back and Grandma is just drooling in church. First pew, too, I might add.
So here's the thing.
I remember reading that. I lost my shit over it. It was
I
can't even fathom that woman's embarrassment.
I really want to buy one of these.
Her husband comes back to her and says there's something really wrong with Grandma. And they go back and it's like, Grandma, what mints did you get? And she pulls it out and it's a little tin, and as she goes, oh, wrong. Those are the wrong mints, Grandma. Well, Grandma didn't read.
Imagine trying to explain that to your grandma, too.
Oh, while she's in church in the first pew?
Yeah.
Spit it out!
I mean, I shouldn't have been laughing as hard as I was, but it was how this woman told the story. I was just like, oh man, you need to write a book, lady. The way she wrote, it was awesome. But it was it was a complete accident, but it was a great story. Oh, great story.
Well,
So-
some of the greatest stories are just complete accidents like that.
I'm just saying, I have an idea.
What's that?
So we buy a thing of these mints, and then on a totally unrelated subject, we should make a Bigfoot gifting site.
No! Oh my God! Do you know what they would do? Oh no!
Yes, I do. And it could be on Pornhub if it's filmed.
Oh my God. Okay. Whoa. I'm
just saying. Like, could you imagine you not only got the first real good video of Bigfoot, but you also got the first Bigfoot sex tape? Like, come on.
Ew.
What?
Just follow the drill trail and you'll find him. Yeah.
Ew.
Okay. There's a lot of furries that would be into it.
I'm sure there is. Like, I wouldn't. Ew.
Fred, we could start a Bigfoot
No, thank
fans
you.
page.
No, would that that would fall under that new law, though, right? Like, you couldn't post it without Bigfoot's permission.
And I'd like to see someone actually ask him if I had his permission.
Oh my!
Come on.
Probably get a shave out and say "got mints."
Yeah. Yeah, they just write into the stump that we leave it on that says, and it just says "more mints, please."
Yes, Daniel Jackson.
Wow.
Oh my!
So, how about them aliens?
And then we leave more, and they're like,
Oh.
"Need more mints." Aliens took last one. Okay, so Nikki, I want you to imagine that. Imagines the Greys grabbing a mint, putting it in its mouth, and it just starts drooling.
Somebody would get into trouble.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Someone's getting probed tonight. Like,
Okay.
what?
Oh, speaking of Daniel Jackson, there's new Stargate being made too,
No way.
coming out this year.
What?
Either this year or next year. Yeah,
Stargate SG-21.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
So we are getting
Oh.
an influx of sci-fi and fantasy again.
That's awesome.
'Cause,
That's
like,
my favorite
we've got-
genre. I need it more.
How to Train Your Dragon is coming out in a month.
Yep, live action. Yep.
And then the
Not
new
like
Harry
that
Potter series has started filming. Fran,
I'm not even.
What
I'm
new
not.
Harry
I'm not
Potter
gonna
series?
fucking put my goddamn opinion out there.
Not
on
a fan of that one.
Yeah.
So-
Definitely not a fan of that one.
okay.
No, me either.
I believe it's Prime Video has started making Harry Potter series
Mm-hmm.
and completely remaking it.
Hey, you need
Yeah.
to look this up in your
And-
spare time there,
yeah.
Nikki, and
John
see who
Lithgow.
plays what characters.
John Lithgow, I think, will play a very good Dumbledore.
Mm.
But the one that I don't know about,
Snape.
they made Snape black.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
And really, that should have been serious.
I don't think that John Lithgow will be a good Dumbledore. Okay, and the only reason is because every time I think of him, like a lot of people think of like Harry and the Hendersons or something of that nature, all I can think of is him being the dumbass on Third Rock from the Sun. Yes. So I just don't see that translating into now I'm all-knowing Dumbledore. Like,
Yeah, but maybe you should have watched him on
Fuck
Master
John
and
Lithgow.
Commander.
But wow, I mean, to take on the role that the two really wonderful actors. I mean, he's a great actor, wonderful actor as well. But it's gonna
that's a
be
lot to live
hard
up for.
pressed.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, well.
And all he's saying is that he hopes he can live up to it and do it justice.
Yeah, I can understand where his concern is coming from, especially after the two previous actors.
Daniel Radcliffe has
Wow.
already talked to the new Harry Potter,
Mm-hmm.
and he has given him advice and
Huh?
has told him he will be on set with him to help him,
Wow.
but to make it his own. He says, "Don't be me. Make it your own."
Mm-hmm.
Well, how can you? I'm sorry. It is really hard to make roles your own when they're so iconically done by other people. Like, and I get that. I get that there's always your own flair that goes into it, and I understand acting really well, but it is very, very, very hard to take an iconic role that was played by an iconic person and for so many years.
Okay, I agree with
and
the
make it
iconic person part.
your
I do not agree
own
with
role.
the iconic role. I mean, Harry Potter is just a fucking remake.
Yeah.
It's Star Wars.
I know it
Yep.
isn't.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, there's just some things that they shouldn't screw with. That's one of them. That's why I mean, look at what they did with Star Wars. They're
uncanoning it.
But a lot of people said the same thing about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and the remakes of Lord of the Rings were actually pretty fucking good. I will give it that one. is the
Still haven't
remakes
watched
of
them.
Lord of the Rings were pretty good.
Now I haven't seen remakes. I haven't
not
even
remakes.
caught up with.
It's
Excuse
a
me?
different storyline. It's not a remake.
Well,
it's a different storyline.
storyline, but yeah. And you know, I'm okay. I'm usually okay with prequels and sequels to something, but when you
Yeah,
try to
Same.
recreate the same thing,
Yeah.
it's very difficult.
Mm.
But it can be done.
It can be, but I'm more of a fan of like offshoot stories. Like if for instance this new series followed like James and Lily Potter and their
Yes.
like then
Yes.
I would probably be more interested in that than a remake of the original series line.
The problem
Do
is
you
that
know?
can't be done.
No, and I get it.
Ever.
I just
They could never do a Lily and James Potter story.
yeah.
Because the problem with that is we already know the ending.
No, and I totally get that.
And it's such a horrific ending that they can't make that.
Yeah, but I mean, like something of that nature, where you're branching off, more like cursed child status, like going to his children, or something of that nature, would be more appealing to me than a recreation of the same thing with different people. You know
The
what
fight
I mean?
against. Yeah, the fight against Voldemort with the group that all came together at the house. I mean,
Phoenix.
that just
Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Order of
Order
the
of
Phoenix.
the
Yeah,
Phoenix.
thank you. I mean, if they did a prequel of that, man, I'd be there. I mean, I would want to see how they went about getting as covert as they could possibly get. Those are the kinds of things that I would like to see.
See, like when they branched off and they, not towards the end because then it just became a weird, whatever. Like they added the wrong people in there and everything. But what they were originally talking about with the Fantastic Beasts, sideline,
Send in a Niffler.
yeah,
I don't think they added the wrong people at all.
no,
No, I think that was done very well because they added things
Oh, I like
that...
how they did Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, they added parts at the end, too, where
where it ended up relating back to.
relating back to parts that didn't really seem to mean much in the first movies.
At the beginning. Yeah.
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 And then all of a sudden, now, okay,
Yeah,
this
stands
makes
out
huge
like those
sense.
balls.
Like why this happened, now
Yeah.
this means this happened. And, yeah.
Why do you have a slur word for non-magical people? Why do you have a slur word for someone who is a half and half?
Yeah,
Friend, why
Yes.
should you not marry someone who's non-magical?
yeah. All of that kind
All
of
of that
stuff.
all of a sudden
Yeah.
made a whole bunch of
It
sense.
made way more sense than it did previously.
Yes.
Yes. But see, that's
Or
what I'm
get
saying is
into-
if you do sideline characters like that, it doesn't bother me personally as much as like recreating the actual story.
Friend,
Or get into why they subdivided out from humans.
yeah.
Right?
Like, well, on a
I mean,
totally
that
different...
would be a heck of a storyline. I mean, that could be extremely dramatic. Film-wise, it could be very, very dramatic.
on a different genre completely, but kind of the same point.
Yeah.
Friend,
Oh, yeah.
Happy Gilmore. Mm-hmm. Happy Gilmore 2 comes out July 25th. And I just saw the newest trailer for it. They show us Chubb's kid. And they do the funniest fucking thing with it. He has a fucking prosthetic hand too. And so the moment, like, him and Happy meet, guess what Happy does?
Knocks
He
off
grabs
his
his hand
prosthetic
and the hand just starts falling apart.
Okay.
Right?
That
Like,
makes sense.
it brings back an old joke, but makes
With
it
new
its own
character,
again.
yeah.
Yeah. Friend,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Are they using a prosthetic?
yeah. And, like, the whole thing is just hilarious again. Like, this storyline's supposed to follow the fact that Happy has forgotten how to play golf. And now he sucks. Again.
Huh, okay. See, that's just... I don't know.
Well,
Never
like,
mind. I'm not
They
gonna...
couldn't get Greg Norman in to help him.
That's why I'm
all.
not commenting.
Yep.
Nope. Not going there.
What?
I'm just not.
Okay,
There's too many things
I am gonna go there because I'm gonna be that terrible
will not be
person
agreed upon.
that brings up this
Just
weird
like, no.
shit. Okay, is Adam Sandler movies, the original Adam Sandler movies like Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison and like his iconic films back then, right? How do I put this in a... Adam Sandler's too goddamn old to play those roles anymore. Okay? And he's not funny. Like, the last one that came out, that Hobie Halloween or whatever, the Halloween one, was the stupidest shit I have ever seen in my entire life. And it wasn't funny at all. I was like, this is a waste of time, and I can't believe I freaking watched this.
Okay, but I'm going to bring up something to you that you also said was the most horrible movie you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Do you remember Kevin Smith's movie about the cult?
Yes. Oh, God, that was terrible. Red State.
Yes, why'd he do that?
I don't know.
Because he made a deal with his production company that he would make one film for them that he really didn't want to make. And then he could make his own again.
No, and I mean, I totally understand the world of Hollywood and the weird shit that goes along with it, but how do I put that?
Did you
Okay,
say Bollywood with an F?
Hollywood.
Bollywood. I thought you said Bollywood.
Okay, but the problem that I have is we keep doing this. Okay, we keep taking actors that are honestly way too different and way too old to play that particular role anymore, and we're putting them into like action sequences that don't work.
No, I disagree. I just watched Entrapment. I just rewatched Entrapment again. I haven't seen it in a long time. Sean Connery was phenomenal in it as an older character. It was awesome. I just absolutely loved it. And
watch a Clint Eastwood movie from the last 20 years and say that.
Sure.
Which one?
I don't know. I like Clint Eastwood too.
Yeah.
So I mean, to me, it depends upon the actor. And
okay, I'm sorry. Did anybody see the newest Matrix?
No.
Okay.
The last one I saw was the one with, oh God, where they brought everybody back.
Yeah.
Is there one after that?
I don't think that's what you're talking about. I think you're talking about John Wick.
No, I'm talking about the last Matrix that they made. Okay, it was shit. I can't remember, but it was where they brought him back and he was the one again and he was with the girl again and
yeah, I think we're talking about the same one. Hang on a second.
Resurrections 2021.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that one.
Okay. Love Keanu Reeves. Love Keanu Reeves movies. Sure.
Yes.
But he
Resurrections, yeah.
did not play that well that time around. Not in my eyes. He did not.
Oh, see, I disagree.
So do I. Just like John Wick 4, he played well. Just like everyone's saying Tom Cruise is too old to play action movies now. Bullshit.
Well, if you
he's
still have
not.
fucking Liam Neeson playing action movies, I mean, fucking.
And he's about to play his biggest one.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that goes into oh God. Rocky. Played Rocky. I can't think of his name.
Oh,
Can't think of the guy's name.
Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone is doing. I love Sylvester Stallone in the movies. Oh God, hang on. I gotta type his name in.
Rambo.
Stallone. No. movies. I can't think of the name of it. It's the one where they've been doing all the older action movies, all the older action guys.
The
Oh,
Expendables.
the Expendables.
The Expendables, yeah, thank you. I love those movies.
Yeah.
Those movies remind me of different people that I know or have known. Excuse me, they're no longer alive. And they were doing stuff in their older ages, and it to me represent. And I know people that are like, "Why the hell do you like that movie?" And I'm like, because it shows a lot of things that. I mean, even though they're pulling they're writing it up in a certain way. I understand that, and they're bringing about some of these characters to come back in. I love that. To be together in action movies, but and then you get the comical the comical reaction between Sylvester Stallone and guy who
Jason
played
Statham.
Terminator,
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's a comment between the two characters, going, "I'll be back," and the other one's like hell you will.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of stuff because you get an interplay with all of that. I mean, it's just for somebody who loves a lot of different action movies, everything from the Predator movies all the way up into a lot of the Stallone movies. There's a couple of them I've not been a great fan of, but these actors, I mean, yeah, if done in the right way, it's kind of like they're knocking at the door of going, well, I'm old as F, but I'm still going to do this if it can be done right.
Now,
and I appreciate it. As a fan who loves a lot of action movies, I appreciate all of that.
I'm going to take a stab here.
Yeah.
At Kayla's behemoth attack of all these older actors.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
And I truly, honestly believe that the reason you hate the fact that older actors are still doing these parts is because you are a 36-year-old person who can't do half the shit they can at 80.
Okay, so I'll throw this out here.
Okay, that's where I'm out.
No.
Because that's a husband-wife thing.
No, I will throw this out here. There are certain things that I'm like, God damn it! Look at you, Chuck Norris. Okay, but I think okay. How do I put this?
Carefully.
I'm not necessarily a huge action fan in the first place. I think that's where this stems from. Is I'm not an action movie person. Okay, I don't like them when it's like a brand new person doing like crazy action stuff. I am not a big fan of that kind of a genre, and you know that. So I think that watching it and watching like people that should be, some of them, in a nursing home, jumping up flights of stairs and doing all these things, and I'm like, okay, like, I already don't like this genre, but now watching somebody who's 85 do this genre, it's like too much. Like, I'm like, you know what, no, I cannot fucking watch this.
But you also got to realize half of these guys are still getting up every morning at 6 a.m., going for a run, and then eating a 2,300 calorie breakfast, and then doing the workout.
Well, that's cool. They can live their life. Way to go. But
in all this excitement, I forgot, did I eat or did I poop?
Yeah.
I pooped.
And I'm not going to lie, at 41, that's the point I'm at.
I would love to see Chuck Norris in a movie again. Personally. I mean,
Well,
when he showed up in one of the Avengers,
Expendables.
one of the
Expendables.
Expendables movies, I was like, yes.
Okay, I think
Maybe
don't
he's
want
a
him back.
happy camper,
that
but I don't know if he could
they made a
actually handle
movie,
it.
if they made a movie where Chuck Norris was
He's
fighting
85.
Jackie Chan,
God.
okay, then I would probably watch that. I gotta be honest, I'd probably watch that. If Chuck
Yeah,
Norris
I
and
love
Jackie
those
Chan
two.
were
I mean,
like
just-
straight up enemies and they were like fighting over something, I'd be
Well-
like, okay, I gotta see this shit.
So here's the thing: Jackie Chan has a movie coming out right now. It's in theaters for Karate Kid Legends. But
Yep.
Chuck Norris, I don't want back. There's a reason
I was gonna ask.
I
There's
am
got
very
because there's got to
happy.
be a reason.
with what he's doing now. And if
What's
he
he
goes
doing
back
now?
to making movies, he has to stop what he's doing now.
What the fuck is he doing?
He is teaching kids across America how to do karate
Oh, okay.
and mixed martial
Oh
arts.
no, that's a big deal.
So,
That's a
yeah,
really big
like,
deal.
he has entered his philanthropy era of his life, and I think he should stay there. Because
Okay, you know,
everything he's doing is for kids.
Okay,
Yep.
so I guess I'm just that person because I've seen. So there's a difference between some people at the age of 70 and other people at the age of 70. Okay.
Oh God, yes.
And some of them, okay, I'm sure that they could probably play these roles up until they were 85 and it would still be okay. Other people absolutely should not be playing that role anymore because I'm scared they're going to
Yeah, that I do
die
agree
or
with.
break a hip or something is going to happen to this person. Like, they don't look comfortable. It looks awkward and it feels like they're doing it just to do it, but
Yep.
there's
Yeah, I
certain
do have to
actors
say
that
that-
it just you have passed your prime, you have passed the time that you should be doing these things, and you can tell in your actions and the way that you're doing the lines and everything else that this is not a movie to you. This is just a paycheck.
Paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was. I do have to say there was an actor in one of my beloved action movies that I'm like, honey, please don't do another one.
Like
At
you're
the
done.
same time,
you,
guys.
You have
And
finished.
I'm not going to say who it
Yeah.
is.
Tell me a
but
fucking day
just-
you're going to say no to a $15 million paycheck.
No, I get what you're saying, but that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
it's
is that
just
there's
a
something
paycheck,
that's just
but-
like, okay, so what was that fucking show we watched? Oh, I just watched one a couple years ago with Cole that was Robert Redford. Okay,
Oh my God.
and Robert Redford was on this like little yacht thing that he had.
Sailboat.
Sailboat, and he got like lost at sea in this sailboat. Okay, 2.5 fucking half hours this goddamn movie was, and the entire time it was just Robert Redford on this boat. He was the only damn character in the entire movie, and he said 2 words the entire 2.5 hours. He was silently working on this boat and would grunt and stuff every once in a while. And then said 2 words and the movie was over. And I'm like,
Was one of the words Wilson?
No,
No.
but I'm just saying, I love Robert Redford. He was a very good actor in his prime.
I do too.
But I think the reason he only said 2 words is because he forgot his lines, and that.
so they just
No.
edited them
14 years
all
to freaking
out.
complete.
Like, I don't know.
No,
It
like
Yeah.
the movie was
it was a horrible movie, and I wasted
To you.
2.5 hours of my life.
to you.
Okay.
But yeah, exactly.
But it was an
It's
Oscar winner.
individualized.
It won an Oscar?
It won multiple Oscars.
Okay. I need to go down there and slap some Oscar people.
No,
Because
because
that's...
half of the movies that win Oscars you hate.
This is true. Like, I fucking hated The Shape of Water with, like, a passion. And
But I
It-
loved it.
it
Still
won,
haven't
like,
seen it.
it won, like, 9 million fucking different
I
awards. And I'm like,
refuse
I
to
hate
watch
this.
that alien porn movie. Friend.
That's probably why you loved it, Nikki.
Friend.
It was an awesome movie. It was suspenseful. It had a lot of intricacies to it. I
Hello,
loved
nurse.
I think it threw me off when the chick that couldn't speak all of a sudden was doing a dance number and singing. Okay, and I went, okay, whoa. So the entire time up until this point, you couldn't speak, you couldn't do any of these things, and now you're doing a full-fledged, like, Broadway show dance number and singing, like, operatic shit. And this makes
Little
no
Alice,
sense
multitask.
where this came from. Like,
And with that, ladies and gentlemen,
Multitask.
it is now 12:10. We are 10 minutes over.
oh shit, is it?
We went from alien road signs all the way to alien porn. So we did cover the topic. I don't care what anyone says. Friend, thank you very much for listening. Don't forget to join Nikki this week on Restore Belief with Nikki Jacobs here on YouTube.
I will be on Saturday instead of tomorrow because I'll be on a different show tomorrow night. I'll be a
Alright.
guest host again.
Make sure you keep a freaking fan on you because it's supposed to get hotter than shit here. Friend,
Nikki's always hotter than shit. What are you talking about?
That's actually true. I'm always going, where's the fan?
friend,
I know what you're talking about though.
we have to turn them all off in the house while we do the show. So, friend, it gets pretty warm in here each time we do it. But
Oh, summertime
Friend,
is the worst.
next week, there is no show for the S4 Paranormal Bunker. Our son Hunter is officially guaranteed to graduate next weekend. I am so freaking excited for this kid. Tonight, friend, his teachers are gonna freaking hate me tomorrow because he's been out all night. So he just got home 2 minutes ago. He's got school in the morning. But really, what the hell are they gonna do? Like,
It's the last week.
it's the last
You're
week.
just cleaning
There is
out lockers.
nothing. No, they're not even doing that yet.
Oh, okay.
He has nothing to do tomorrow.
Oh, that's interesting.
Maybe they can try some butter on a Pop-Tart. I hear it's so freaking good.
Oh, that actually reminds me. So we are having a party for Hunter on the 14th. And I saw something online because we are doing hamburgers and hot dogs for dinner that night
Propane.
that I want to try.
Oh, God. Is it a smash dog? I swear to God.
No, I forgot this. But in the movie UHF,
Yeah.
friend, Weird Al eats something.
Yeah. Yes. Uh-huh.
He eats a Twinkie dog.
Oh,
And
that's
it's where you split a Twinkie and
okay.
put a hot dog in it and then
You put a hot dog in it, yeah.
put squeezed cheese on top. Now here's the thing. Hold on. Bert Kreschner and his wife had a Weird Al on his show last week.
Oh, that sounds
and they
fucking
tried this.
disgusting.
Guido?
Yeah, they tried it with him
Ooh.
and they loved it.
That is so gross. I don't care. if
Oh no,
for-
we're gonna
for-
try this. This is
No,
going to happen.
I could see a taco filling into a Twinkie, but not a hot dog.
Friend, I'm thinking like the whole
Just
sweet
down the
versus
top and-
salty thing, you know?
I am
Friend.
thinking I don't like Twinkies in the first place. Now you stick a hot dog in it and put squeezed cheese on
Fuck
top.
you
Like,
don't like Twinkies. You know how many Twinkies I've seen you eat?
no, they're funky. Like they're apocalypse food, man.
Friend, yeah,
Okay.
which makes you love them. Don't lie.
Whatever. I didn't.
Friend, we'll buy ding dongs for you.
Okay, fine. I'll do a ding dong dog. That's fine.
Well, that brought up flashbacks of memories.
Ding dong, ding dong.
Ding
Oh my
dong.
god, I like that. A ding dong
Nikki,
dog. I like
Did we
it.
just mention ding dong dogs and you said that brought up a flashback of memories?
No ding dongs.
Ding dong dog.
I don't
Ooh.
think that's much better.
Okay,
You
so
want
what's
a
on
feature
for
thing
the
you got flash around
following
here
week?
somewhere?
So, ladies and gentlemen,
What-
not next week,
Fortnite.
but the week afterwards, on the 18th, we will
Yeah,
have
Fortnite.
Bree Stevens here with Witch's Cove, and we are going to be talking about the summer solstice, that thingy, friend,
Yeah.
and all the good things it does for us. So, and yeah,
And they'll be supposed to be the shortest day down here. So yeah.
and then on the 25th, we are going to have our daughter Kimberly and Rosella's daughter Emma will be on with us to talk about various topics that they would like to and ask questions of us. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Have a great week. Stay cool Or if
Stay
you're,
safe.
Yeah, if you're in Australia, stay warm, I guess.
Yeah.
Friend.
Stay hydrated.
Friend.
Hydration.
Friend.
Wear sunscreen.
All right. Good night, guys.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Arrivederci, something on tingle.
Hi ho. Hi ho.
Data transfer complete. System malfunction. Please evacuate immediately. Program terminated.
Son of a biscuit eater.